term the obliquity, or is it too much of a complicated word? The theory of obliquity. And this Harvard Business Review had this article on the theory of obliquity. The theory of obliquity is a very simple theory. They did, I don't know the number of companies that they surveyed. They must have surveyed about 400 companies, I think. They tried to look at these 400 companies and then they examined their vision statement. And the vision statements they examined, and then they divided the companies into two groups. One group of companies which had very clearly said that our target is to maximize profits and give the best return to the shareholders. This is one group of companies. The second group of companies defined their vision in a very different way. They did not talk about anything about the profit. They talked about saying that our vision is something else, namely that our vision is to be the most admired company or the most trusted company in the world. Our guarantee is to provide the efficient service to the clients, the efficient service to the customers, a much broader objective. Now they tried to compare after a period of 10 years and try to find out over a period of 10 years which of the companies were able to achieve from the point of view of the profit, maximum profit, who were able to give the maximum returns to the shareholders. The hypothesis being that the companies which had a very clear objective of maximizing the return to the shareholders must have provided the better return to the shareholders. But on the other hand, they found that compared to these two groups, the groups which which outlined a broader objective as thing and profit as a secondary incidental benefit, they were the ones who gave a much better return to the shareholders. A very interesting conclusion. And I think it is worth revisiting that doctrine. Why reason I mentioned that is that this is nothing new in the Indian context. The organization for which you are all working and you are all sitting today was started at that time. I had the privilege, I don't know whether your chairman remembers the discussion which he had in the 80s. He started this organization not with a view to maximizing profit. He started this organization for the purpose of providing medical care to people. And I recall also a single incident which he narrated to me at the time. Namely, he saw people going from here to United States for open heart surgery. He said, why is it necessary for people to go to the open heart surgery? We should create that facility here, and it should be possible for an Indian to avail of that facility here. The objective with which this institution was started was not for the purpose of maximizing profits, but for the purpose of providing what you call a broader social objective of ensuring that the proper medical care. You know, that gets, that continues to be the thought process that dominates. Your chairman is very clear. Even the interventions which he was making, that I think we need to take care of the health of the people. We need to take care of the illness of the people. We need to provide this to the society. I think that broader social objective ensured that over the period of more than 2 decades, Apollo Hospital has been able to consistently provide a much higher profit object to the shareholders. Even though that is not what you call the primary objective of the Apollo Hospital, that you cannot take it. And it's a very strange process. How is it that when you don't define it as an objective, that becomes end result? Because you are really looking at it in a much broader sense. But from an Indian point of view, it is nothing strange. But many of us have inherited a very interesting DNA, which have been there for the last 3,000 years. Because I don't know, I mean 2,000 years or 3,000 years, it doesn't make a difference because we don't know the history so clearly, whether it all happened in 500 BC or in 1st century AD. When we developed the concept of what is known as work ethic, and the work ethic that was concentrated, I mean, the fact that it was enshrined in Gita does not necessarily make it a religious work ethic. It was a very interesting work ethic. The work ethic which is there namely that we are not interested in the reward of the work. We are interested in the work. I think the work is